I'm going to be drawing some fictional buildings, a fictional street scene. I'm going to start with my horizon line. I'm going to make it a little high on my page. Now I'm going to make 2 vanishing points. This is going to be a 2-point perspective. Make them as wide as you can on your page so that you can, things won't be as extreme in perspective. Now I'm going to start with a vertical line bisecting my horizon line. And I'm going to make it a little off to the right. And it's going to go a little below and a little above my horizon line. All right, so now I'm going to take a line to VP1 and VP2. Oh, I'm sorry, top of VP1, another orthogonal, then to VP2. I'm going to draw the sides of this building. This line should be parallel with the middle line. Okay, that's the first building. I'm going to erase this line that's part of the building. Now I'm going to draw a building to the side. This building is going to be a little shorter. So I'm going to draw it down to, it's going to touch the bottom of this orthogonal here, and I'm going to stop it short of that one. And then I'm going to take a line back from the top to VP2. And I don't want to draw very dark on this particular example because I'm going to erase it, but I want you to be able to see it, so I'll just draw it in. Okay, so line back to VP2 and a line back to VP1. And then I'm going to draw the side of this building. It needs to be parallel with this line. And then it needs another line from the bottom of this middle line that we created back to VP2. And maybe you can see this here, but this is like a turn-in, like in the street. This is, I'm going to erase this out. See that a little better. So here's another building, and I'm going to create another building next to it. Continue this line up. That's my middle line. I'm going to draw, there's going to be a tall building from VP1 to VP2. And I was going to make it a slim building, a little ahead of myself, so there we go. That's that line. And you can see, I should probably erase some of these orthogonals so you can see what's going on here. There's a building in here. And then there's a building behind it. Now we can make that building stop short. I'm going to draw to here and then erase. Okay, so now my eraser's getting a little funky. All right, this is the box is the buildings on the other side. So on the other side, I'm going to erase some of these orthogonals going through this. There we go. My eraser's lost its juice, so I'm going to switch to this eraser. Okay. All right, that's a little better. So now I'm going to create this building to the side, and this one's going to be the same as this. I think there's going to be a turn-in behind this building. So I want to create my middle line. And it needs to go back here to vanishing point 1 on the top and the bottom, and then from the top here to vanishing point 2. So that's what we gotta do. So I'm gonna take this back, and rather than, I'm not gonna draw that dark of a line through there because I have to erase it anyway. And the top, just keep it lighter going that way. And then from the top here to vanishing point 2. Right, and then you have a building you can see cutting in a little bit there. Let me just make that a little darker. Okay, now side of the building needs to be parallel with that side. And there's 2 boxes here, 2 buildings. So we're making one more building to the side here. And this building is just going to be a little taller than the other one. So it needs to go back to vanishing point 1. And the top needs to go down to vanishing point 2. And I gotta build the side of that box, or building. I can use my eraser to erase it out so you can see a little better what's going on. All right, so it's going back here to that vanishing point. And that's that building right there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings. And now I want you to do some doors and windows and a street and a sidewalk. I'm just gonna darken that line a little bit. All right, so a door. We'll do a door on this side. The door needs to be parallel with the middle line. This is gonna be a big door. So that should be straight and parallel. Got a little weird there. All right, and then this needs to go back to vanishing point 2. So take it back. So if you make a door on this side, the top's going to go to the vanishing point on that side. If you make a box on the other side, the top of the door will go to the vanishing point on the other side. And all the other lines are simply just pure vertical lines that are parallel. So I made this quite a bit smaller than that, maybe a little too much. As things go back in space, just even space, they get closer together. So you do want to make this maybe a tiny bit smaller if you can. All right, so that is a door. You could pretend that's a little door there. And you could even make, if you want molding or whatever for that door, by like, you know, just make a little frame. That side's a little wide. Kind of frame. Okay, so that's my door with a door frame. It's really important that you got to keep your lines parallel if they're either horizontal or vertical. All right, now windows. We're going to make a few windows on this side, and I'm just going to start by, maybe I'll use a line that's already existing just so that I don't have to erase more. I'll make 2 sets of windows on this side of this building. So you can see I'm putting my hand on vanishing point 1 and using it to create 2 areas that I can draw windows within. And then I can now create the sides of those windows, which are going to be parallel with any other vertical line. So here's 4 windows, and you can actually make these more dimensional if you really want to. You can add, once again, molding to these windows. And do some molding on the inside. There we go. So, and there's do some on the inside of this guy. All right, so that should give you some idea. A little bit of molding on those windows. All right, this should be, I'm gonna erase out the middle. And I've got some windows. So now I'm going to do, I want to do a sidewalk and a street. So the sidewalk and the street need to come from the middle line. They need to extend from the middle line. And the sidewalk then goes to that middle line on both from vanishing point 1 and 2. And then the street, which will extend further. Pretend this is just one lane of a street. The sidewalk, you can do lines on your sidewalk. You want to first erase that middle line and continue from one side to the other, like so, so you get like that middle area. And then the sidewalk, if this is your first block, right, then it should gradually get closer together. So you want to try to figure out, okay, how far is that? You could use a ruler if you want, and then gradually make them closer together on your ruler, but I'm just gonna do it by eye and visualize it and try to get these closer together. I'm gonna make little marks here that are getting closer together, starting with almost as wide and then gradually getting closer and closer together. And then you want to take a line from to the opposite vanishing point for these. You can just even hold your finger here and just rotate to hit these marks. All right, and the other side goes to the opposite vanishing point. This is hard to do if you have a shorter ruler, a 12-inch ruler. This is an 18-inch ruler, and it's a little bit easier to do for sure. But it depends on how big your paper and your drawing is. All right, so you see how those are done? Whoops, I missed one. Okay, let's get that guy in there. There you go. All right, this is one lane in a street. You can pretend there are other lanes. You can just keep going. You would just keep extending this middle line for your other lanes. And okay, in our street, we would have, for example, an intersection. And you can just extend, just like we did in the sidewalk. You want to extend these lines and get rid of the middle line. All right, and then there's your street. You can put lanes in there, or whatever you want, or just leave it as is. You could even do a curb. You know, you can do a tiny little curb that goes down in the middle here. Do a tiny little curb for you. Okay, and then we're done. You can keep drawing. You can make more things in your drawing, make more windows, more doors, but this is really all I'm gonna do.